Suppose A is the point minus 2, 4, and M is the point 3, minus 1, where M is the midpoint of AB. Use equal steps to find the coordinates of B. So when it says use equal steps, it kind of means like a pictorial approach or just a logical thinking approach, rather than just plugging into a formula. So just to make you sort of use your spatial awareness really and sense and logic. So if we think about this, point A is at minus 2, 4. So let's just make a point A at minus 2 and 4. So if we are to get to M at 3, minus 1, so to get from minus 2 to 3, well, that's going to be travelling this way to the right. And also to get from 4 to minus 1, we're going to have to go down. So if we sort of say, well, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then if we do the same thing to go down, we're going to go from 4 to minus 1. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1. So now that can be our point M, which is at 3 and minus 1. So if I just draw this line, this is from A to M, something like that, just going through the 4. So this is AM. And you know that M is halfway along this line, so basically you're going to have the same line again. You can just try and make those the same. You're going to do exactly the same journey to get to the end of this line. That's what it means when it says equal steps. We don't know where B is, so it's some x1, y1, or x2, y2, maybe, it doesn't really matter. So we are going to think about, well, what did we do to get from A to M, and then we're just going to do exactly the same thing to get to B. So we went from minus 2 to 3, so that is 5 spaces to the right, and then we went from 4 to minus 1, which is 5 spaces down. So we might call that minus 5 because it's 5 down, but you can, if you want to write 5 down, that's fine too. So to get to B, well, we're going to have to do exactly the same thing because M is the midpoint. So we're going to do 5 again, and then we're going to do 5, minus 5. So basically, to find these coordinates of B, which you might call x1, y1, or x2, y2, well, you need to take this coordinate of A, the x coordinate, and you need to add 5 and then add another 5. So x1 is in the x coordinate of B. Is going to be minus 2 plus 5 and plus another 5, which is minus 2 plus 10, which must be 8. y1, you're going to, from 4, well, you need to do 5 down and another 5 down. So it's 4 minus 5 minus another 5. 4 minus 5 is minus 1, minus another 5 is minus 6. Another thing we could have done, if I don't think, we potentially might not have seen vectors, you will see that maybe for translations. So you might say, well, if you think of the vector AM, to get from A to M, you do this. I'm just describing this using a vector. So it's, you do 5 and 5 down. So 5 across would be 5 and 5 down would be minus 5. So that must mean that from A to B, well, it's going to be 2 times AM, which is 2 times 5 minus 5, which is 10 and minus 10. So what that means is you start at the coordinates of A and you add on 10 to the y coordinate, sorry, the x coordinate, and you take 10 away from the y coordinate, which is exactly what we did anyway. Both methods, you're going to end up with B being at 8 minus 6.